Welcome, listeners, to the realm of the unexplained. The unexplained. The chilling. And the downright terrifying. You've tuned in to the Frequent Fear Podcast, where we delve into the darkest corners of the supernatural and beyond. And beyond. From encounters with extraterrestrial beings to spine-tingling tales of the paranormal, along with all things horror. No stone shall be left unturned. Hosted by paranormal investigator Brendan Luca, you'll be guided through your final destination. So dim the lights, lock your doors, and brace yourself for the unknown. Because here, fear has found a home.
Alright, so now we're talking about Scream, continuing on with the 2023 movies.
Yeah, Scream, man. Scream was good. I liked Scream, personally. Better than the original remake.
Scream 5?
Yeah. I did.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. I mean, I don't really, remember it too much, because I feel like it happened so long ago, and I only saw it at one time.
Yeah.
But, well, I mean, it's going to be hard to talk about this without immediate spoilers. Some people will just talk without spoilers first, and then get into spoilers, but
yeah,
it was better. I did like the characters a bit more in this one.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, when I went into this movie, I feel like I completely forgot that they were doing the same cast. Because I saw Jenna Ortega, and now I'm fully aware of who Jenna Ortega is now because of the fucking Netflix show.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh, Jenna Ortega's in this one. But no, she was in the last one too.
Yeah, she was. She was.
So I was just, so when I saw her, I'm like, okay, they're doing a new cast, they're doing a new... But no, it was the exact same cast from the fifth one.
Yeah, the Core 4, now that they call them.
Yeah.
The Core 4.
Which completely threw me off. But I was like, okay, cool, so this is like a direct sequel to 5.
It is, yeah, it's a direct sequel. And I mean, Jenna Ortega is I remember her in the Scream 5, right? I do, but I don't remember her as well. I more so remember the main girl, the actual main character from the Scream 5 remake.
Yeah,
I forgot her name though, which is bad. But her and Jenna Ortega are sisters, in those two films. So I just remember them protecting each other in the first one more so than anything.
Yeah.
But I do remember the other two characters that are in the new Scream remake from Scream 5, the ones that survived. Which I'll just go to it now and spoil as much as I can, because it's hard to get around Scream without...
Well, you could spoil the last one.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's a year. So,
yeah.
I mean...
So that one can get spoiled. But, the Core 4 you have... It's hard to say without names because I don't remember a lot of their names. But the guy... we have the one guy, right, of the Core 4 who gets stabbed 16 times in Scream 5.
Yeah, the guy that's... he's a sibling of the other girl.
Yes, yeah.
The movie buff, the horror movie buff.
Yeah.
They are the nephews or niece and nephew of Randy from the first movie.
Yes, yeah.
They're for some reason related to him.
Yeah, which I don't even recall either, that part. But I do get that when they get into the new film, those two, they actually did a great job. I was really interested in those two characters as far as seeing them survive.
Yeah.
But in Scream 5, I thought both of them would end up being killed off. You know what I mean? Because the guy especially, He gets stabbed so many times.
I thought
in
he was
Scream
dead.
5. And the girl, if I recall, I don't know if she gets shot or she got stabbed. I don't remember.
Oh wait, we're talking about Scream 5 or 6?
Scream 5.
Scream 5.
The sibling and the girl was related to the brother now.
Yeah, because I remember she goes to look for the guy that just got stabbed in the barn. I forgot if something happens to her or not.
But I know she gets hurt somehow anyway. And then they both end up making it. And Scream 5. I'm not gonna say anything about Scream 6 because it's still relatively new and
it's still in theaters.
Yeah. Really dope about it because like you got our boys, Billy Loomis, and then
Yeah, they worked him in. He's he's her father.
I think, I don't know. I guess that's the case.
Which is weird because, like, her and Jenna Ortega are sisters, but Jenna doesn't have any weird hallucinations.
No.
So maybe Jenna has a different father, or maybe this girl is just crazy. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah, who knows? Because unless, like, Jenna's, like, adopted or something, but we don't get any nods towards that at all.
Well, Stu's dead. He has to be.
You think so?
At this point, that they didn't bring him back in either movie,
Yeah.
he's dead. And they even kind of allude to it in the new one that he's dead, because they reenact the TV drop
Yeah, they do.
from somebody.
But still, I still think there's a chance they'll bring him back.
I mean, if they get desperate enough, sure.
Yeah.
Because, what's her face isn't in the movie. Sydney.
Sydney's not in. Yeah, Sydney Prescott's not in it.
She's not in the movie. It's just Gail.
Yeah.
The sequels, but
Right.
I feel like nobody's really as memorable as the original, like Scream 1 characters.
No, absolutely not. I mean, like,
And they killed Dewey in 5.
and they killed Dewey.
So he's officially dead. So
Yeah.
literally the only two left are Gail and Sydney.
That's true. I mean, Dewey is like, I think that was a bad decision in a sense because,
Killing Dewey?
yeah, he was like a super legacy character. Now that Gail isn't, but Dewey. Think he played like a nice critical role, especially because there's not a lot of guys in the new Ghostface in a sense, or the new Scream, I should say. I think there's like maybe 3 main characters.
There's a decent amount. There's the guy from Scream 5,
Right, the brother.
The brother. There's the
cop.
the cop. He's the main character. Yeah, I
I
guess he's like
guess
a main character.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
The other like weird kid that joined their group, the like white kid with the glasses
that kid.
that they don't trust.
Yeah.
The love interest.
I forgot
Of the
about
main
that
girl from
guy,
across the
To
street.
be honest, yeah.
They totally set him up to be the killer.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that might be the case. You know?
That's how you know it wasn't him.
Yeah.
They're just like, look, is it this dude? This dude's suspicious.
Right. I mean, that was like what they were trying to showcase, right? The whole time it was
Yeah, like where have you been?
Yeah.
Who are you?
the guy next door,
The dude next door, yeah.
was just like, yo, come across. He's in your apartment building, you know? Come across his ladder so I could like drop you to your death or something, you know?
That's what's always so tricky about these movies too, because there's always like more than one Ghostface, so you have to like you can kind of like wheedle down like one, but then you gotta remember it's like, okay, well there definitely are more than one, so you gotta
Right.
figure out like who that is and like, you know, like what their motive would be or whatever.
Yeah, there's levels to this shit, bro. There's truly levels to this. You know?
Way too many.
It's
Three layers for 3 Ghostface.
yeah, for real, bro.
Or they're technically only 2.
I guess only 2. Technically, there was like a mastermind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Without once again spoiling, there's like, you know, they cooperate. So I guess only 2.
It was a group effort.
Yeah, it was a group effort. Which is, you know, I thought it was fun because it was in the city, which was like,
Yeah.
that was a cool landscape for Ghostface to actually partake in. Because I'll spoil, I guess, like a small bit of the beginning, which is not really much of a spoiler.
The intro
Yeah, like the girl walking into the
in the alley.
the alleyway, and she gets a call from a guy who she meets for a date, and the guy is like, I'm in the alleyway, and of course this girl's like, where are you? I don't see you. I'll come look for you in this dark alleyway alone. And his voice slowly turns into Ghostface, and
Yeah.
you know, he pops out and like stabs her to death, like in the middle of an alleyway in New York. So it's a whole entire different landscape than what you'd get in like a suburban local, like, I don't know, a suburban area in general.
And it's on Halloween too. Like they like it takes place during Halloween. A couple of scenes, which is really cool. Like the
Yeah.
subway scene, where everyone's wearing the masks and stuff,
That-
and you see a couple of Ghostface on the train.
That scene was awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was one of the coolest scenes. I think the coolest scene of the movie, because you saw all the like iconic, I guess it's bad to say, iconic serial killers like hopping on the screen. You
Well,
know,
not serial killers, it's just like movie
Yeah,
killers, like
slashers.
slasher. Yeah,
you know.
no one was dressed up as Jeffrey Dahmer. And
Yeah, that's
Peters.
true. Which I also never watched the full Jeffrey Dahmer thing.
No, I didn't even start that shit. I'm not a big like serial killer
Guy.
like like documentaries.
Yeah.
I'll watch the cult stuff, but
the cold stuff.
the cult stuff is cool. But once you get into like real life serial killers, it's just like it gets like super crazy.
It
I don't know.
does. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to like get too far into that either, but when that came out, I was like, I kind of already knew the story of like Jeffrey Dahmer, and I feel like people just blew it up. And like, you know what's weird is when people see these films too, like when they see these documentaries, a lot of people start idolizing these people.
Yeah,
You know, like they started, a lot of people on TikTok and Instagram were like idolizing Jeffrey Dahmer and the Night Stalker, which is another serial killer. They like idolize these people.
because they don't separate like fact from fiction.
Yeah.
Because it's like like they're seeing like Evan Peters in the show and everything, and not realizing that like this was based on a real story of someone
Right.
literally walking around killing people.
Yeah.
And they do kind of like that is kind of like a theme with these past 2 Scream movies too, where it's like you're seeing like a lot of people like especially this last one, like where they go into like the Ghostface Batcave, and there's literally like all the the weapons from past movies and the robes and the masks and stuff, which is like is really cool. But it's also just like it's just like it's a total, because like all the Scream movies are parodies of like horror movies.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is kind of like in a way taking a jab at like it's making fun of like this new culture of like serial killer fanatics and stuff too, because it's just like you shouldn't be,
Yeah.
because there's literally people still alive that were directly impacted by that shit.
Big time, yeah.
And that's and like yeah, like like this person in the movie, the main character is the daughter of Billy Loomis, the original Ghostface. And yeah, like she's seeing all this shit and she's like, like why are you idolizing all this shit? Like
you have like people dressing up as Ghostface for Halloween.
yeah,
you know?
in the Scream universe, people
Yeah.
dress up as Ghostface and they're like, man,
It's pretty crazy, bro. I mean, and like, yeah, they're like excited to be him,
yeah,
And I've even seen it like when you go on YouTube and you look at actual interviews with like real serial killers, like Night Stalker. I'm gonna bring up as an example. You see this guy in a prison interview, and you go on the YouTube comments, and they're like, "Oh my God, he's so gorgeous." Yeah, like this guy looks so good.
Ted Bundy.
Yeah, Ted Bundy. Yeah, a bunch of them. It's,
Well, that was going on back then too, because I watched the like the only one that I watched fully was the Ted Bundy tapes that they did for Netflix, and like back then, like when he was put on trial, he looked, he didn't look like a crazy person,
Right.
like he was nicely dressed, he didn't, clean cut hair and everything, so people were like, like fooled by him.
Yeah.
Very easily, because he literally just looked like a good dude.
It's like Manson. People idolize Manson in a sense. I mean, he tricked them.
Yeah, yeah, that was like a cult thing.
But from what I heard too, he was like a good-looking dude, and girls would like trust him off the bat because of that sense, you know.
Yeah, before he went full crazy mode.
Yeah.
With the tattoos and everything.
I'm not saying anybody would trust Ghostface, but it's just a parody of how he's getting dressed up as, you know.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, it's the same deal where it's like, you know, like we're watching the Jeffrey Dahmer trial on TV on a fictitious like portrayal.
Right.
So, you know, it's like the same thing where like you idolize it, and then, you know, in Scream they're trying to portray that same thing where like these Ghostface murders are real in that world, and they impact so many people. Like, a lot of people die in Scream 6.
Yeah,
like,
a lot.
because of that weird idolization.
Right.
Not that really, I mean, not that any like big cases have happened recently, but I mean, you know, I'm sure people have gone out and probably tried to kill people in the same way that these real serial killers did, like Dahmer and everybody.
Probably, yeah.
Not that they probably get too far, because I don't really, you know, see anything on the news about shit like that,
Yeah.
but I'm sure it's happened.
No, definitely. I mean, people get ideas and all that. You know, it's like it's natural, I guess, because there are sick people, you know, out there that will actually try shit like that.
They're gonna watch Dahmer and be like, "Wow, cool, I should do that."
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, hopefully not, but I could tell that they would in a sense. But that was Scream 5, and very much Scream 6 is a whole idolization piece towards Ghostface, you know.
All right, can we talk about spoilers now?
Yeah,
because I have to, because like I leaned over to my girlfriend and I'm like, I know it's him. I know it's the cop.
Yeah, I said the same thing actually. I said
you did?
The cop. Yeah.
It was pretty much when, okay, so there's a scene when Ghostface breaks into their apartment. And he goes into the redhead girl's room, and you know, she like quote unquote dies.
Yeah.
But we don't see it, and that's a core horror movie rule, is if you don't see the person die, they didn't die.
Right.
They can be written out of that situation if we don't see this person getting, you know, brutally stabbed to death.
Yeah.
So once I saw that happen, and we don't ever go back to see her body, I'm like, okay, she's involved. So then I'm like, okay, so who else is involved? And then, you know, the dad comes out and is like sad right after that scene.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, there's no way that someone would have, you know, he obviously was the one that got her out of the crime scene. Because any paramedic would have came and told him like, oh, she's dead.
Right.
You know?
No, that's true. I mean, I think the dad was like the big culprit right off the bat.
Yeah.
I didn't expect the redheaded girl.
You didn't expect her?
To be honest, no, I didn't, because that didn't come to my mind when she pops out of the room and like falls on, you know, one of the core 4 members.
Yeah.
Like, it just kind of came to my mind that, oh, it's Scream, she's dead, you know. But like the cop, I knew 100% just because, for the simple fact, he was way too willing and helpful. Like, he was way too into it right off the bat, you know. And
well, they kind of like, but that's where it comes in, right? Because like he's into it because his daughter apparently died, so that's kind of like the cause to be like, okay, well, we have to trust this guy. He just lost his daughter to Ghostface. We could trust him.
Yeah.
And you know, so that's why it started like turning in my head. I'm like, okay, they're tricking us right now.
Yeah. For me, I think I thought of him in the park scene, because they're like, all right, let's stick, you know, back to back, and we'll find Ghostface, and then the girl runs off and steals his car.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, where are you going? It's dangerous. Yada yada yada.
Oh yeah, because they were gonna go get Gail.
Yeah, so they were gonna get Gail, and he's like, don't do that. And you know, he's showing up everywhere late. And then
meddling.
And we were all what happened constantly. And our surprise return from the old movies, I knew it wasn't her.
Yeah, because they try and frame her too at the end, right there. A quick quick curve at the end, be like, oh, it's Kirby. Kirby's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's just like, nah. No, she isn't.
No, because like it wouldn't have made sense in general. I mean, it's like she came out with blood all over her too. You know, like it was cool. Everything was a curveball, trying to throw a curveball, but I think the ending scene really like solidified. Like we had an idea, a sense of who it was throughout the whole film. I think because it's not gonna be one of the core four because they've already went through it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not just gonna like randomly turn in a sense on each other. So it had to be one of the new characters, you know?
Yeah.
It had to be. And inner me was hoping that Stu would return. You know, inside.
Yeah. I mean, we all were.
Yeah. It was like once they went into that shrine of Ghostface.
Yeah, that weird theater.
I was like, I'm hoping it's an old character. But, you know, I think it was a smart move of what they did anyway. And I have like a weird feeling that all of them are still not dead. You know?
All of them?
Not all of them. Some of them are still not dead. Like, I think the kid who the TV fell on might still be alive somehow.
Let's do it, right?
Not Stu, no, the other one, the actual, like, the new Ghostface.
Oh, the one from this movie.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I have a feeling he did get stabbed.
It's possible. Maybe next movie will be him and Stu.
You know,
because the show that TVs don't kill.
I think he's a big acting name because he's from Avatar too. He plays in Avatar too, the second one.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was like almost a main character pretty much in that film. So I feel like he's also like a pretty boy in a sense. You know what I mean? Like I feel like Ghostface he's not always a pretty boy, but he's always like I don't know how to explain it. Always like a dumb looking young teenager in a sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like even the one from Scream 5, he was like, you know.
Yeah. You know?
That dude too, yeah.
It's we'll see where they go with it because they got to produce more, I'm guessing, you know.
Oh yeah, they're gonna do way more. Like all these people in the movie are so young, they could keep doing them forever, probably, as long as they run out of ideas, I guess.
I mean, they alluded to the main character at the end.
Yeah, she put on the full ghost fit. Yeah, and I'm just like, this is getting a little too far for her.
It is.
I don't even know if I'm supposed to still like her at this point.
I don't know if I don't know. I don't even know if I like trust the two main sisters.
Her and Jenna?
Yeah. I don't know if I was
calling her Jenna. I don't think it's not her name in the movie. Jenna Ortega and sister.
Because maybe they're both Billy Loomis's daughter, right? If that's the case. Because the older sister's Billy Loomis's daughter. So
are they sisters or stepsisters?
I don't know. I think they're sisters. I could be completely wrong. But I think they are. But if that's the case, they could potentially down the line like become the Ghostface duo. You know,
they become what they fear.
Yeah, they become what they fear.
You live long enough, you see yourself become the villain.
Yeah. Where is he when we need him?
Where's he, bro?
R.I.P. But
yeah, the kid, like, so I guessed the two immediately. So I thought that was it, because they make it too obvious too that they want you to think that the new kid is Ghostface too, but then he actually turns out to be Ghostface. Yeah. So that was the one that they tricked me with, that he was also in on it.
Yeah.
Because they also do this weird thing where they didn't explain that he was also the cop's son. Mm-hmm. He was like a sleeper agent in the core group, I guess, for some reason. That was another weird, like, I thought they went a little bit too hard with that.
Right.
Because, like, you know, I guess maybe they thought you know, because we were able to figure out that the cop was the bad guy, so I'm sure more people did too.
Right.
So at that point, it's just like, you know, so I guess they're probably thinking like, okay, well, if everyone's going to figure out that's the cop, then people are going to know the daughter's involved. So we have to give this guy another child that we're not going to tell them it's his child. Yeah. It's just like, so the whole movie, they're kind of distancing, you know, they're kind of like putting distance between that new kid, because he's also being kind of weird too, because he's like, you know, he's like, oh, I was in class, or he's never really around when shit happens.
Yeah.
because he is Ghostface.
Yeah.
But and they all suspect him of that. They all think he's Ghostface. But does something happen to him? I think does he also pretend to get stabbed or something?
I believe she
on the subway. Or no. The girl gets stabbed.
The girl gets stabbed, and he's like, the girl distances herself from him because she thinks he's Ghostface, and
that gets her stabbed.
Yeah, and that gets her stabbed. And then he finally realizes with air quotes, and he runs up to her. He's like, "Oh crap, what happened?" And then later down the line, the reason he could very easily be dead. He did get like super messed up. I think she stabbed him in the mouth.
Yeah, he's dead.
And then a TV fell on him.
That whole family's dead.
Yeah, that whole family probably is gone. But if any one of them were to survive, I think it'd be him, because he got stabbed in the mouth, right? Which is horrible. That could very easily just kill you right there.
Yeah, that's no good.
The TV fell on him, but we also didn't see the TV like fall on him. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. That wouldn't like put it on them to like not bring him back.
I guess it's possible, but I feel like at this point in time, if they were to do something like that, then they would have no reason to not bring back Stu.
Yeah.
So,
but what if they bring back Stu and him, young and old,
as the new Ghostface pair?
Yeah.
that would be cool.
It's who knows who the next one will be. Maybe it'll just be a completely new character again, but I have a feeling they might throw another curveball and make it one of the core four at that point.
I guess you would kind of have to at this point, unless if because then people are going to constantly suspect, okay, the new people are the Ghostface.
Right.
But I guess that's kind of like usually the case, right? Because like Scream 2 and 3, it's always some other weird guy, right? The new character.
Yeah.
It's only really Scream 1 where it was like part of their group.
Yeah.
Scream 4, I think.
I can't remember Scream 4, to be honest with you.
Scream 4, it was Sydney's like cousin. It was Emma Roberts.
Okay.
Because they do like a weird like, I think Sydney goes back home to her family. And then it turns out that like Emma Roberts was Ghostface in that movie.
Well, okay.
So it usually does wind up just being new characters. So I guess it would be a good curveball to just, I don't know how they would do it, but they could just be like, oh, maybe they could have the girl who got stabbed on the subway, because her girlfriend dies in that scene when the ladder. She was just like, oh, you got my girl killed,
That's true. That's true. There was like a revenge tale in a sense, because like that was the only girl I guess she really trusted.
Yeah, they could pull some shit where like like maybe like the brother is like super like hurt, like maybe he got like paralyzed from all those stabbings.
Yeah. Or those two in general could just be Ghostfaces, the brother and sister duo.
Maybe
because once again the brother got stabbed like crazy.
Yeah, he has reasons to be pissed off at this group.
Like, what if he got like fake stabbed though? You know what I mean? Because he's been stabbed so many times.
Yeah, I don't know how he survived that.
What if he's like not getting stabbed? Like they have him in on him and the girl in on it. You never know, because they were both separated too at one point from the sister duo.
Yeah,
they both weren't with them, and in like a large majority of like the ending case, so perhaps they could be involved in it somehow too. I don't know. There's a lot of different aspects and avenues we could take with it, but
I'm sure they'll pull some shit like that in Scream 9.
Yeah, whenever that comes.
Scream 10, Scream X.
If we're still around for it, But yeah, man, Scream was good. I would definitely recommend seeing that too if it's still out by the time you hear this.
So. Yeah, Scream is like, I think Scream is consistently one of the best like horror franchises.
I agree.
In existence.
Yeah.
Like, because you have like your like Friday the 13th with like, obviously there's a lot more Friday the 13th movies, but there's so many like bad ones.
Yeah.
But I feel like I would say the only Scream movie that I didn't like was 4.
Which I haven't seen.
You haven't even seen that one.
I haven't seen that one. So
like it does the job, but like I would literally rewatch 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6 because I all thought they were like good. But 4 was like
Yeah.
But yeah, just like Scream's like the GOAT, I would say, of slashers.
I think so. I mean, you know, my favorite would always be Michael, just for the first Halloween. You know, and I love all the sequels, to be honest. Like,
Well, Halloween 1 is the GOAT.
Yeah, Halloween 1's the GOAT. Yeah.
But
Halloween 1's the GOAT.
the Halloween franchise has a bit of
A history.
bumps in
Yeah.
the road on after 1.
It does. But I love them for like the corniness, in a sense. You know?
I mean, Halloween 1 to 4 is like, I love those movies.
I like 5 also.
You like 5?
I like 5.
I just recently watched 5 for the first time because they did like a 4K release of like the first 5 movies. 5 sucks.
It really don't like 5.
5 is pretty bad. There's such a weird scene. I mean, we're talking about Halloween 5 now, but there's a one particular scene that you probably remember this, but these like 2 cops come out to go investigate the house and it's playing like clown music. It's like, and then it's just like, what the fuck is this?
I mean, I just think it's such like an iconic time and like horror history.
Oh yeah.
They would just do this random weird stuff, but
They were like experimenting heavy.
Yeah.
Like every time you saw one of those movies, it'd be some weird like. But I feel like that's why Scream is consistently good, because I feel like Scream plays it safe.
yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
Scream doesn't stray far from the formula. It's
Right.
always like you get your group, you meet everybody, who's the killer.
Yeah.
You know,
It's fun for the audience. you
Yeah.
know? Because the audience has a formula already to kind of say what they expect. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they'll change it up one day, but it works perfectly as is.
Yeah, and the fact that Ghostface is not just constrained to one person
Right.
can add so much, like, you know, character development and, like, just mystery about it, where, like, you know, when you have, like, Michael Myers, there's only so much you can, like, you know,
Yeah.
because if you kill Michael Myers, then Halloween's over.
Right.
But you could kill Ghostface as many times as you want, because Ghostface is always a different person.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why it's always able to, like, you could keep making Scream movies forever.
Right.
You could literally just do, like, you know, a Scream reboot and have it completely cut off from all the other Scream movies and just start over. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, you know.
But let me go back to that for a second. If you kill Michael Myers, is Halloween really over though? Is the question.
I mean, Halloween ended. Halloween ends.
Yeah, but is he really dead? You know?
They threw him in the wood chipper.
He's been shot before.
Not throwing the wood chipper, though. He, like,
Yeah.
he would have to get, like, he would have to be, like, Clayface and, like, reform like, in the moonlight, maybe. Like, he just pieces himself back together like a slug.
We gotta talk about that movie eventually too.
Oh boy, Halloween ends.
Yeah, we'll get around to that franchise.
We'll do a
eventually.
whole Halloween franchise. Like, we could. Oh
Movie
my
by
god,
movie.
bro! I could talk an hour about each one of those movies on its
Oh
own.
yeah. But Scream, go see it. Go check it out. I'm giving it the thumbs up.
That's a definite thumbs up movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
just like all the violence is fun. There were some kills in that movie where I'm just like, oh,
Gory.
like you go, oh,
Yeah, very much so. Gross and gory, but good.
yeah. So overall, just like, yeah, it was fun. Like, it was a good movie. With horror movies, you always have to be cautious about whether you're gonna get into like some like just really just shitty
Yeah.
movie. But Scream's always good. So yeah, go see Scream.
Definitely. All right. Thanks for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.
Our Scream review. We'll keep talking about 2023 movies.
And everything Halloween oriented too.
Hell yeah.